Dear Enchanted, I can't believe that a world-renowned critic and movie enthusiast, you, can somehow find a Marvel movie good. I am deeply appalled that an individual such as yourself would dare defend Disney in their hours upon days upon months upon years of failure. Your opinion is unacceptable and is harmful to the human race as a whole, and I'm unsubscribing right now. Well, damn it. Apparently going in with wildly low expectations, hoping that you'd hate it so you'd make more money, subjecting myself to be like every other YouTuber, doesn't work when a movie is not as bad as everyone says it is. So, as you can guess, I went to see Captain America Brave New World, and I actually liked it. It's nothing phenomenal or great, but it's not bad. Now, with this video, as I have in the past, I'm covering some pretty eyebrow-raising topics as a Caucasian male who is jumping into territory that's not really for him. Not because I'm racist, but due to how I am wildly inexperienced with other people's identities. I want to preface all of this, although this isn't something that I will be talking about for the entire video, but I do feel the need to bring it up in some capacity due to how a lot of people are reacting to Anthony Mackie's version of Captain America. So we'll see how quickly I'll get canceled, or whether I can make a good argument for Anthony Mackie as Captain America, as this video is partially about race swapping. You heard me right, but in order for that to fully click, please give me some time to analyze this new version of Captain America, and we will get back to that huge topic near the end of the video. Now, as a fan of most Marvel movies, I was really worried about this movie due to the rumored reshoots and rewrites that usually imply that they don't have confidence in the movie, along with the bad test screenings. I also do not have fond memories of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which kind of spoiled my appetite for new Captain America movies, and it's not because I'm racist once again, but just because it felt really predictable and also executed pretty poorly. After seeing this new movie though, Anthony Mackie is not a good replacement for Chris Evans whatsoever. And that's not something that he has to strive to be, because that's not the point of his version of Captain America. I think I probably got you with that, by the way. He's not a recast or a replacement for Steve Rogers, because he's not Steve Rogers.
You're right. I'm not.
And this is just the beginning to how Captain America Brave New World teaches us how to continue a legacy. Now, to start off, please like and subscribe if you want more stuff like this, because it's as simple as it is to do as it is to say. But to truly start this off, we need to know more about Steve Rogers. He's done tons of things in his life, like saving the world multiple times, along with the lives of creatures across the galaxy. That's a pretty high bar to fill the shoes of due to how he had years of build-up to his character arc and allow the audience to bond and understand him more and more through each release. After Endgame, we don't really know anything else besides that he may have possibly been the 46th president of the United States, but that's just a theory. It really seems like Steve Rogers is gone, unless they reboot the MCU, and there are some shoes to fill with that due to how the world no longer has a savior like him. That's where Falcon comes in. Sam Wilson was given the shield to continue the Captain America legacy, but after giving it up for a bit and then getting it back, we now have a new Captain America. That is 14 years summed up in probably a minute or so. In this new movie, Sam Wilson has doubts on taking up the shield and continuing the legacy. It's a big job that he seems pretty up for physically, but mentally he has doubts. Something that comes up time and time again is how Sam wishes that he had taken the super serum to get the strength Steve Rogers had. A healthy way to continue a legacy of a character is usually having that character have those doubts, because it accomplishes a simple yet effective way to give them a character arc. Something that Disney is very predictable about with this is that sometimes they just give the new characters absolutely insane loadouts and having them just automatically be more powerful than who they're filling the shoes of. Important to note as well is that Sam Wilson is already skilled because he has been the Falcon for a while, so him having the power is something that's understandable, and also having off-screen time to get used to the shield also makes 100% sense. Something that works with Captain America is that where he lacks super serum powers, he can fly with vibranium wings. Reasoning is that it's something new, not different, or not totally different, and yes, there is a difference. Both of the Captain Americas are obviously different due to them being two different characters, but if Sam Wilson was just different, What's interesting in that? We've had 3 previous Captain America movies, all of them different in their own respect, and a bunch of cameos in other films, so what makes this new Captain America worth seeing if it's just a smidge different? Good thing is that Brave New World has a completely different Captain America that is a fresh and new look on the character that hasn't been seen in any of the movies before. Speaking of differences, let's get into race swapping. Now, race swapping, for people who don't know, is the art of taking a character, usually originally white, and swapping the race of the character to speak more to different cultures and make it more diverse. Good way to demonstrate the use of this art, if you can even call it that I guess, is the new Snow White, where Snow White almost 90 years ago was a Caucasian woman, but now the newer remake has her being played by Rachel Zegler, who is a Colombian American. Now, the interesting thing though is that Captain America was played by Chris Evans, who is white, but this new Captain America is played by Anthony Mackie, who is black. So saying Captain America is a race swap is wildly incorrect. Take, for example, Peter Parker and Miles Morales. Peter was first, but Miles is not Peter. Peter Parker and Miles Morales are 2 separate characters established with their own struggles and backstories, and although they have similar powers, they are not the same person. They are both Spider-Man. I have heard time and time again from people that race swapping can honestly be offensive, as instead of creating a new character, they take a character that was initially of another race and just switching it up, hoping that fixes everything, but usually it's more like a modern form of tokenism than anything. For anyone that doesn't know what tokenism is, in movies, it's when they add people of different races or genders in order to come off as diverse, just for the sake of looking diverse, which has become a marketing tool and the reason why South Park's character Tolkien Black was made when the show first started. Miles Morales does not fall under tokenism due to how he's a separate character from Peter, and this is why Sam Wilson does not fall under it either, because he's not Steve Rogers.
You're right. I'm not.
Something that I respect the movie doing is taking out a specific line I referenced earlier. This thing was used in all of the marketing and trailers, but the reason why I view this as a rightfully deleted scene is that the audience does not need to be told by our main character that he's not Steve Rogers. Instead of telling, they show us that he is not Steve and that he has never been him, even if they use the same superhero name. If you actually take writing advice from me, I'm pretty sure that's probably like a very small amount of you, but just remember that you should always show and never tell unless it's strategic to keep something secretive. Thankfully, when creating Brave New World, they created a distinct character with Sam Wilson as Captain America, to avoid making him come off as just a recast for Steve Rogers. Continuing the legacy never meant that Sam Wilson had to match Steve Rogers this soon. He's still growing into his shoes, but he has a bunch of new features that expands the power Steve Rogers had, with so much room for improvement, which makes Captain America's legacy nothing but a lesson in how not to just continue a legacy, but to expand on it in all the good ways, while leaving a bunch of room for sequels and Phase 6 of the MCU. Now, look, you can have your own opinions on Brave New World, and I'll respect that, but I felt the need to talk about this because I love character development, and I thought Anthony Mackie did a really good job, and I hope he's proud that he finally got his own movie. If you're watching, Captain, I sure hope you and all of the other people watching will like and subscribe, because it helps me and directly tells me what you prefer and want to see me talk about in the future, and what not to talk about in the future too. With that said, thank you everybody for watching. I'm Enchanted. Bye.